In this video, I'm going to show you a very cool and simple automation that uses Google Sheets. So Google Sheets is probably one of the most popular business software tools on the planet. I think they must have, hundreds of millions of users daily. So myself being one of them. And in this business use case here, we're going to say I have this Google Sheet that gets automatically populated by my website form. It could be a Google form, whatever it is. It's a form that the user is filling out and it's dumping data into this row, into these rows here in this Google Sheet. So I have my sheet here set up with some basic kind of form entry. And what I want to do is every time this gets a new row added to it, I'm going to treat that as a new lead. And I want to send myself a Slack message right here in this Slack channel called Testing Workload Slack. And in order to do that, what I'm going to do is come over here to Workload, and this is what the blank state looks like. But if you're using a template, you may have already skipped ahead here a little bit because your layout will already have the Google Sheets and Slack steps kind of pre-configured. I'm just going to show you what it looks like in an empty state. So this is what you'll see if you're creating a brand new workflow from scratch. Just bear with me, it doesn't take much more time than starting with a template. So I'll go with Google Sheets, and my event is going to be a new spreadsheet row. So now we're listening for every time a new spreadsheet row is added to that Google Sheet. And I'm going to connect my Google Sheets account, and I'm going to go with this one here. I'll hit continue, and then I'm going to set up my spreadsheet, and I'm going to use, so here's a whole list of all the spreadsheets that I have connected into my Google account. I'm going to go with this one here, and then my sheet is called, if you see here, it's called New Leads is my sheet name, and my worksheet, my whole workbook's called Mixed Panel Analysis. So I'm going to come in here, I'm looking for new leads. There it is, right there, new leads. So I'll hit continue, and we'll test this trigger, and it should find a new row of data. And there it is. So here's my row that I already have on my sheet. So we're going to use this as sample data to then go and sort of build this workflow based on the sample data. Then every time the workflow runs, it's going to dynamically update the information that we've keyed in here. We've mapped these values. It'll update it to the latest value from the row. So now we're on to the second step here. And the second step is going to be Slack. So we'll choose Slack. And the event is going to be to send a channel message to a public channel here. We'll hit continue, connect our Slack account. I think it's that one. Go in here to channel. I think I may have connected the wrong account. I have two of them in here. So let me change that. Actually, let me just delete this one because I don't need it anymore. So we'll go to this one here. We'll hit continue. And now let's look at the channels. There we go. Testing workload Slack. And now the message text that we want to send is going to say new lead from sheet. We'll add some spaces, and then we'll say name is this, and then email is going to be this. I'm just clicking on it as it's highlighted here. I click on it and it inserts it as sort of a chip into this row. And we'll say phone is this, and let's say location is that, and then finally we want the callback window, set to the time that the user put in on the form. Now there's a bunch of other stuff here that you can configure when sending yourself a Slack message. You can customize the bot icon, the bot name, etc. I'll show you. The bot icon will be this workload icon. You can customize that to make it your own company's icon. You can customize the name so it looks like it's coming, from your business. Um, by default, it's just set to all the workload stuff. So then we'll hit continue. And this should now send this information into my Slack channel that you just saw. So this looks correct. We got a correct response here. Let's go to Slack and see if our message is there. And here it is, new lead from Sheet. Awesome. So now all we have to do, we'll hit continue. And then when we turn this thing on, every time now that I add a new row here, every time, let's say your website form or a contact form, a Google form, MailChimp, Jotform, whatever it is. Someone fills it out, it's dumping into a random spreadsheet at your company. Now you can extract the rows from this spreadsheet.